not linger on the steps where 2 months ago a man was robbed and murdered? That seems very unsafe at this point. Like, if 3 of them are just out there talking about the murder that happened, like, basically where they're standing.
My name is KJ, and you're listening to the Supernatural Opinions podcast, where some things in this world are supernatural. My pronouns are she, they, and this is the podcast where I talk to my fellow Supernatural fans about Supernatural, and we share our Supernatural opinions.
Today we're recapping Season 2, Episode 13, Houses of the Holy, which originally aired on February 1st, 2007. And here I'll meet you are my guests of the week, Meredith, Jen, and Vail. Meredith, remind everyone who you are.
Hello, I'm Meredith. My pronouns are she and her, and I am almost done this term of school.
Yay! You'll be done by the time this episode comes out, so congrats in advance.
I'm finishing this week.
Yay! And Jen, remind everyone who you are.
Hi, I'm Jen. Pronouns are she, her, and I finished school, unless I'm going to go back and get my PhD. Instead, I just talk about what retirement funds I'm paying money into.
And Vail, remind everyone who you are.
Hi, I'm Vail, she, her, and I'm basically just an unhealthy addict at this point, just constantly consuming appropriate and inappropriate foods for one's body in the form of art and supernatural and more supernatural.
It's been a lot of Supernatural this weekend. We're recording this on the weekend of New Jersey Con, aka HellerCon, and it's been a weekend. None of us are there.
This is why Vail is here with the rest of us, because we are not healthy people.
Yeah. It's been a weekend to exist on the internet in the Supernatural fandom. We don't have time to talk about it.
I was too busy writing fic and finishing a story, so I didn't really get the bulk of that drama.
I had to go off of Twitter this afternoon because no one could directly say what the drama was. Everyone was being very vague about the drama, and I was trying to figure out what was going on, but I couldn't figure it out, and it was giving me anxiety.
There better be a TikTok summary at some point.
Funnily enough, I've been too busy doing religious stuff to actually look at supernatural drama. I went to a temple yesterday.
But also, Jared was in a car accident this week, but he's doing fine, so we're wishing him a speedy recovery as well.
Yeah.
Hopefully by the time this comes out, he'll be back doing cons and back at work and all that stuff, but...
Zoinks.
Hopefully this weekend he's taking it easy. Anyway... Back on topic for like the 8th time. This week's episode will contain spoilers for this episode and may reference previous episodes. And you know what? Fuck it. This is my podcast and we can be spoilery if I want to. This week we are probably going to talk about some future episodes of Supernatural.
Kind of makes sense.
My realm, my rules.
This week's episode is titled Houses of the Holy, and that's a reference to Led Zeppelin's 5th studio album from 1973, and there's also a song, Houses of the Holy, on the 1975 album Physical Graffiti. Supernatural and Gene specifically come back to Led Zeppelin again and again, specifically when it comes to romance, and this episode has a lot of allusion / foreshadowing to later episodes, specifically to Castiel and Angels. Yay. So that feels all very appropriate. This week's episode was written by Sarah Gamble and directed by Kim Manners. Sarah's last episode as a writer was Season 2, Episode 9, Croatoan, and Kim Manners last directed on Season 2, Episode 6, No Exit. So, no one's first time this season. Everybody knows what's happening.
Both very good episodes, though.
Good episodes. Mm-hmm. Everybody's caught up on what the characters are supposed to be doing and feeling.
Yep.
So let's just go into the recap then. I feel like we don't need to say anything else. So we start off in Providence, Rhode Island, where a woman is watching TV and smoking inside. I don't love smoking inside, but it was 2007, so I feel like that was still probably, like, not that weird.
Also, she lives alone.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a smoker.
Yeah, and if you live alone, like, smoke in your own home if you want to, I think that it ruins your paint. So even if you are a smoker and you live alone, like, maybe just go outside.
It didn't look like a great house anyways, so...
I mean, also
It didn't even look like a house. I think it was just an apartment.
I think she's going through a rough patch.
I think it was just some boards that the set crew slapped up. Like, literally, like, barely an apartment. Like, can we give the illusion that we're inside? But she's watching TV, she changes the TV to a TV sermon, then clicks the TV off, and then her lights start flickering and the TV turns back on. This is such like classic ghost stuff. I cannot believe that when I watched this for the first time, I wasn't immediately like, yeah, this is a ghost.
Spoilers, but it's a ghost.
It's a ghost. Her stuff starts falling off of shelves. There's some demonic screeching, not unlike stuff we hear over the title card, and then a very bright light.
It's just a really dramatic ghost.
Very dramatic. Then we have the title card, and then the same woman is in a hospital, and Sam's there in, oh my god, all white scrubs. Sorry. I'm gonna lose my voice like 3 minutes in.
You know, the image of white scrubs, they just look so cool on TV. Why don't we have them more often in real life?
I don't know. Sam looks very good in them.
I mean, I guess they get really dirty, but like, whatever.
All
They're
scrubs get dirty.
They're supposed to get dirty.
When I had to wear scrubs for a job, it was only black scrubs, but I did appreciate that they were just black scrubs.
Yeah. I feel like, yeah, that does like hide like the worst of the stains and the pet hair and whatever else is going on. Anyway, Sam is here in all white scrubs to interview her. The woman's name is Gloria, and she's reading a Bible.
That is such an appropriate name for someone who thinks she got touched by an angel.
Yeah, a little
It
on the
is.
nose, honestly. Gloria stabbed a man in the heart, claiming it was God's will that an angel came to her in white light, filled her with a feeling, and told her that she had to kill someone, and that the man that she killed was evil, and she smote. We really need to come up with a hard line on what the past tense of smite is.
I think it's smote.
Smote. Anyway, she smote him, and she tells Sam that she saw a sign that he was guilty and needed to die. She feels at peace with her actions. We're then with Dean, who's on the bed enjoying the Magic Fingers at the motel room with his headphones on. He's listening to
So
Cashmere
iconic.
by Led Zeppelin, which is absolutely not what we hear in the episode, but I paused over Dean's MP3 player. Also, children, this is what we used to listen to music on back in the day. My first MP3 player was more like an iPod Nano than this. It didn't have a screen.
I didn't have an MP3 player because I had to buy my own technology, but my sister had one.
I got one for Christmas when I was like 9.
Cool.
I think
I
I jumped from a
actually-
Walkman to just getting an iPod.
Yeah, fair enough.
My MP3 player was hot pink, and it was the phone that I had until I was 14 years old.
Nice.
Awesome.
Kashmir is on the same album as Houses of the Holy and In My Time of Dying, that season 2 episode 1 was named after. They're all on the Physical Graffiti album.
Cool. Appropriate.
Dean also 100% pirated his music because Led Zeppelin is spelled incorrectly,
Are we really surprised?
which means that this is like an illegal
He
download
was
of Kashmir.
on LimeWire. He was using Sam's laptop to go on LimeWire.
To pirate from
Like,
LimeWire. Like 100%
everyone does
that's what
that.
happened. Oh man, LimeWire was such a like a 2007
What a
thing.
time.
The actual song that we hear is Down on Love by Jamie Dunlap, and every Google search result included, like, Down on Love, in brackets, as heard on Supernatural by Jamie Dunlap. So, like, this song might have been written from Supernatural, or else it's, like, mostly famous just from that.
And it wasn't even a brilliant moment to have it. I'm so sorry, Jamie Dunlap.
Sam comes in and is really annoyed that Dean's not paying attention to what he's saying. He's, like, also a little bit uncomfortable with how comfortable Dean is. Dean's got some very serious cabin fever going on, and Sam shoots back that Dean was the bank robber on the 11 o'clock news, and I'd just like to remind Sam that he was mid taking the security guard outside, and that he got distracted and made Dean do it. So, Sam, that's your fault, bud.
Not really. That's not really important right now. What's important is that more people know what Dean looks like than they know what Sam looks like.
Yeah, Dean his face is everywhere. He's wanted by the FBI.
And, like, he's a good-looking criminal, so, you know, people are gonna remember him a little better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's the kind of world we live in.
Sam is annoyed more that Dean's disinterested in anything but the Magic Fingers, and Dean calls Gloria, whose name is Gloria Sitnick, by the way, a crazy hooker, and can we just not?
Whoa.
Jen
Yeah.
was just talking
Yeah.
about this on her live, but
I
like,
had a live before this started, and I was like, Dean, I am very disappointed in you.
let's like just maybe never string the words crazy and hooker together to describe a person, like, ever again.
How about a mentally ill sex worker?
And even then,
And we don't, like CJ pointed out, we don't even know if she engaged in sex work. It's possible.
the only person who calls her a hooker is Dean. He does it
Yeah.
twice. It's just Dean. No one else says anything that indicates that she really is one.
Yeah, exactly. But if she is, she's a sex worker.
Yeah, also,
That's
yeah.
the correct term.
I
And
feel like
honestly,
that wasn't
even
so much
in
of a thing in
2007,
2007, but hooker is still extreme.
I would accept prostitute or Dean even just saying Lady of the Night and like
I feel
a weird
Lady
tone
of the
of
Night
voice.
would have been very Dean.
That would have sounded so much cooler, though.
Like, either of those just sound a little nicer.
Yeah.
Lady of the Night sounds like someone you give tribute to. Not in a bad way, not in a bad way.
Sam also says that he doesn't think that Gloria is crazy. Like, she's so at peace with what happened that, like, maybe she actually was tasked by an angel to kill someone. And she said that the guy she killed for being allegedly evil was Carl Gully. And Sam's like, well, I haven't found any information on him that points to evil yet. But, like, that doesn't mean he's not.
I mean, yeah.
Dean then suggests that Gloria is our, quote, standard issue wacko. And I get that Dean has, like, an insane way of talking. But again, why? Why do they insist on making him talk about other people like this? It's like he dehumanizes any people who don't behave normally.
Which is really hilarious.
Wait, who wrote this episode again?
Sarah Gamble.
But it's really funny because he doesn't behave normally at all.
That's literally the next sentence in my notes. He himself would be considered a societal oddball.
Okay, exactly.
He's super weird.
Maybe it's the self-hate, unfortunately.
I don't
Projecting.
know. I think that Dean talks like an absolutely crazy person. I don't know how people who like English isn't their first language like watch Supernatural like in English, because like Dean like says crazy stuff like that all the time, and like sometimes it's not even real words. He makes up words.
Honestly, even without like the trauma,
The Shakespeare of our time.
even without the trauma and the mental illness, he's still a very quirky, strange person.
Yeah. One thing I do like here is that Dean says Gloria wouldn't be the first person to kill in the name of religion just because she felt she was compelled to.
Oh, burn! The Crusades with like a word.
Sam says Gloria is actually the second person in Providence, Rhode Island to commit a murder recently at the behest of an angel, and Dean's like, it's weird, it might be supernatural, but I know it's not angels because angels aren't real. And like, Dean, bud, I have news for you.
Honey.
Man, in like 2 seasons, this is gonna get crazy.
Gonna eat your words.
Sam says there are 10 times the amount of lore on angels than there is on most of the other things that they hunt that are real. Dean says, well, there's also a bunch of lore on unicorns, and Sam gets all fake disappointed and goes, wait, there's no such thing as unicorns? Someone roll the tape from that season 7 episode of the shitty dad getting killed by a unicorn.
First of all, screw you, unicorns are amazing. Second of all, don't be so rude.
Sam really like put the full sarcasm on there. It was amazing. That's my favorite thing about Sam.
Man.
Okay, but can we also appreciate that the unicorn from season 7 is exactly as Dean described it?
Literally. It is exactly that, except that it murders a dad.
I am just resisting every urge I have to go on a rant about unicorns, because this isn't about unicorns. I'll have to wait until that season.
Dean says that the reason angels are on the bullcrap list is that he's never seen one, which Sam cannot comprehend that argument. I'm with Sam on this one. It's been less than a year since John informed them very super casually that vampires have existed all along after like 20 years growing up around supernatural things.
Yeah, it's kind of a flimsy argument, especially in their line of work.
Yeah, they see new things that they've never heard of or seen before all the time. And Dean never puts up this kind of fight about it. Which, I mean, this is obviously not the real reason that Dean's so resistant to angels. Like, that's just an excuse that he's making up, but it's a bullshit excuse.
Oh yeah, it is so bad.
And I'm gonna say bullshit even though Dean said bullcrap like so many times, because I guess there's a difference and the network TV cares.
Yeah, in the US there is, yeah.
I don't know what the difference is, but okay.
It's like why you can't show people smoking and stuff, also.
Huh.
It's because crap isn't considered a swear word.
I guess.
In the US, it's rated TV-14. You gotta be 14 to watch Supernatural in the US.
I didn't know what the rating was on Supernatural, but that does make sense.
Yeah.
Dean doesn't want to keep fighting, so he steers them back to the case. So they decide that they're just going to go by Carl's house and see if they can see what Gloria might have interpreted as a sign to stab him in the heart. Which, I mean, yeah, I'd like to know what that was too.
Bet it was fun.
Dean finds an old Christmas angel by the door, which brings out the sarcasm in Dean, and Sam is so over Dean. And I want to know how long Dean has been stuck indoors, because... Like, Sam literally says, I'm laughing on the inside, in response to Dean making a joke about taking down your Christmas decor by New Year's to avoid being filleted by a hooker from God.
Again with the hooker! Again!
I'm sorry, but that was actually kind of funny. Like, wrong term.
I mean,
but
it was...
the sentence was funny.
Yeah.
It was funny. I did enjoy Sam's I'm laughing on the inside.
I just want to know how long Sam's been stuck with Dean, that, like, that's the level he's...
He's like, I should have left you on that Magic Fingers mattress.
Yeah. I should have just got you more quarters.
Oh my goodness, his mouth is moving again.
And again, I have in my notes, the only one who said so far that she's a sex worker has been Dean. Sam suggests that maybe Gloria, thinking Carl was guilty to his deepest foundation, was a literal, like, foundation thing. So they go around the side of the house and they open up the cellar.